Hi everyone, welcome back to another mukbang. Today I'm making some takoyaki. So I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys, probably all of you guys, are familiar or aware of what takoyaki is. I haven't used this takoyaki maker in a really long time, like ages. So it's pretty dirty. I feel like I never really washed it, so it's a little disgusting. I think I have majority of the ingredients. Since I am making it from scratch, from home, I'm going to make it the way I like it. I have my batter, so this looks a little watery, but I think this is like the right consistency for takoyaki. I haven't made it in a really long time, so I don't know. I have tenkatsu. This is fried wheat flour. It's gonna add great texture to my takoyaki. And then I have bonito flakes or kashiyobushi. These are fish flakes. And for people who never seen it before, they're like, oh my god, it's moving. But that was like the fun part of it when I used to work at a sushi restaurant. Anyways, I have the seaweed nori flakes or seaweed flakes, dried seaweed flakes. Of course, I have my takoyaki sauce. Instead of drizzling it on, I'm going to kind of like wipe it on. And then of course my mayo. Only bad thing about this cooker is that it doesn't have like the heat control. It only has on and off button, which kind of stinks. Aiden is taking a nap, hopefully a little longer. His nap has been a little bit of a whack today because he woke up a little too early. So for his first nap, he only took like half of like what he normally does. Stop moving around. Okay, turn it back on. Okay. Woo. Cooking kind of. So you're supposed to, wow, this is gonna, you're supposed to pour it until it covers the entire surface. But maybe I'm a little short. It's okay. So if Aiden does wake up before I finish my mukbang, so hopefully he'll wake up by the time I'm done cooking. And then I'll bring him out and I'm actually gonna let him try this. So takoyaki, I think yaki means grilling and taco means octopus. So you could substitute with shrimp. I have seen people use like a sausage or hot dog instead, which I think is perfectly fine as well. Okay, so I don't know if you guys could tell, but the heat is not distributed evenly, so the centers are cooked a lot. It's cooking a lot faster. So gotta get moving. You could add scallions, but I wanted to skip on that. Honestly, I think the tenkatsu and octopus is the only thing that's going inside the bowl, but everything else is more of a topping that goes, you know, after it's done. So I love these things, so I'm gonna just add a lot. You guys so good. I think this was like maybe $2-3, at most $4. I got it at a local Japanese market, luckily, because I was looking at it on Amazon and these are like $15. I'm sure it's a little bit bigger, but man, it was like, that's like too much. Okay. This might, I don't know why I was so confident that this was gonna just turn out fine, but now I am not confident anymore. Getting like a free face steam. Don't give up yet, Kimmy. Don't give up. Stop burn on me. Yeah, I feel like there's no way that I could have actually concentrated on making this if Aiden was here with me right now. So this was a good call that I decided to film while he was taking a nap. Okay, I just don't want these to burn. Okay. I'm going to quickly turn this off so I feel like it's kind of burning somewhere. Okay, if I could even get one, somewhat a complete one, I'll be very happy. This is like not going anywhere. That was too much work for some street food. This is becoming so difficult. And trust me, like I did not like turn off the camera and put in like the pre-made ones. I mean, they don't sell stuff like this, you know. So you could trust me on that. So the few slots were a lot easier to flip over because like it almost like it wasn't burnt, but it almost like started to burn. And when I tried to scoop it, it just kind of slid right out. And I feel like that should be like that for every slot. But I think the fact that the heat doesn't distribute evenly has a big role on like why I can't flip these guys over. It's not supposed to be this hard. It's supposed to be like soft like this one. This one came out pretty perfect. Okay, I'm gonna wait for that one. I have this ramekin that sort of looks like what they would serve this takoyaki in. Get that one out. This one. Well, that one for sure. This one's burnt. I don't know. And let's take some of these guys out. Flip over. This one looks amazing. I'll eat this one. Okay. Just huge props for those guys that make takoyaki from scratch like this. They are amazing. I'm gonna turn this heat off. Okay. Going to use the sauce. This looks so janky. I'm actually gonna add a little bit more. Oh, it's not really cooked. Let's add a few more. This guy. This guy. Okay. This might be like a really fun thing to do with your friends. Got my sauce. These look like burnt meatballs. Okay. And I'm gonna add, but I am hungry, I am tired, and I know that these will just taste amazing for me right now. I put in a lot of effort. Ooh. I love these, so I don't mind adding too much. A little more done. Okay, and then last but not least, some kashobushi. I'm gonna add the entire pack because I love these as well. There we go. Ta-da! I don't know, that looks pretty legit, right? And then I'm going to end up with some mayo. I don't know, this looks pretty legit, guys. Look. The moment of truth. Bon appetit. Yeah. It's pretty good, I think. Isn't it? Oh, it's so hot. Mmm. 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 Not gonna lie, it's pretty good. Mm. Mm. the authentic takoyaki when I visited Japan. It was like twice the size of the one I made today. It was so good, so hot. It was so good. Oh, this is so good. So, about 2 nights ago, it was just a typical day. 3-4 nights ago, typical day. I met up with a friend that was visiting from out of town. Aiden wasn't getting the best sleep because for his second nap, he slept in the car. So I was like, it's gonna be a difficult night, whatever. There's nothing unusual. I go home. He goes down front. No, it's final bedtime. Which is pretty good. Nothing too fussy. Nothing too crazy. Nothing too different. And then I go to sleep. And I wake up because I hear Aiden crying. I'm like, I feel like pretty good. And look at the time. It's like 5 o'clock. I'm like, what? Aiden, like, I mean, he woke up early, but compared to what he was doing before, I would consider that sleeping through the night. But usually he will wake up like 1 or twice more. I feel like I am reborn. I have so much energy. I had such a good sleep. I don't remember the last time I slept 6-7 hours straight without being interrupted or like, you know, waking up in the middle of the night. So I was like, is this like a fluke? Like maybe Aiden was kind of confused. I was like, okay, I'm not gonna expect anything the next day. Again, he sleeps through the night. He wakes up at like 4, I think, because he's just too hungry. So I feed him, I give him milk. And then he sleeps until like 7 o'clock. I was like, okay, I can do this. So I was like, maybe I could start working out in the morning. I'm like, nope. Maybe Aiden just knew what I was trying to do. He said, nope, I'm gonna wake up middle of the night again. So he does. It's not as bad as before, it's still better. But he still doesn't sleep through the night. But I was like, for the 2 days, I'm like, oh my god, it's finally happening. Aiden is being like a normal kid. He sleeps through the night. Because when I was asking people, like when I was talking to people, like when when Aiden was considered a newborn, and was like, it'll come, the day will come. He will sleep through the night around like 6 months. I'm like, really? Like I heard like 6 months is like that turning point. But obviously that was not the case for us. I was like, it's okay, every baby's different. So I was just like losing hope, and I was just letting go, and like I wasn't trying to compare Aiden to anybody. But when this happened, I was like, no way. What's wrong with him? Why is he sleeping through the night? So until this point, I thought it's up to me for him to sleep through the night. Like 100% me. From this little incident, I realized that it'll happen. It's just gonna happen on his time. So I do know that it'll expedite the process if I let him cry throughout the night. Yeah, don't get me wrong. I'm still like okay. Like I still understand the cry out method. I do it sometimes, and like I am 100% for it. But if he's going to eventually just sleep through, maybe I don't need to rush him. So if you guys have been watching my previous vlogs and like mukbangs, you guys know that around month, Aiden had a helmet because he had a plagiocephaly. That is when his head is more flat on one side instead of being around completely. It's not supposed to affect their brain development or any way. I heard it was purely cosmetic thing. So I understand why some parents choose not to go with it, because if it's only cosmetic, you don't need to drop like 4 or 5 grand or more. Because I heard some insurances just don't cover it. Thankfully we were covered. But then like, what I didn't know, I recently heard that some doctors are kind of against it. Like, I mean, I didn't know that. I didn't think that the helmet thing would be controversial because it's just helping the baby head to, you know, get back to like a normal shape, right? But I heard it is a lot of doctors actually don't believe in it because they believe there's more negative effect to it than the positive changes. So one of the negative or like a risk that you're taking is if the kid has a really severe like a, you know, like head deformity, whatever, and if they wear a helmet, it could like fuck up their jaw. Obviously you don't want that. Like, just to change the little head shape, you might just fuck up their entire face. So that's like one of the risks they were taking. But thankfully Aiden's head wasn't that bad. It was like moderate to like, you know, minor, I think. And plus I didn't even let him wear entire like 8-10 weeks because I was just like, Aiden hates it, he hates it, and I hate it. It definitely changed his head shape for good. Like, it looks better. It's better. It's not perfectly round. It'll never be. It's better now that he has hair. It just covers everything. He just looks like he has a normal head. I guess it makes sense that it could cause more changes than the head, like the back of their head, because Aiden was born with like, I don't know if he was born with it, but at one point I felt like, wow, your face is so like flat and wide. You know, I was like, maybe it's just in our family, I don't know. But once he wore the helmet, because it was distributing evenly, his face like slimmed down. And I'll try to put in like a photo of like before and after, but everyone noticed. Like my family, my friends, even me who saw Aiden every day, I noticed that, wow, his face just shrunk. So that's like positive experience that I had. I never really heard anyone with a negative experience. My doctor was just like, oh, if you don't, you know, if you guys don't like work on his head, like doing tummy time and like flipping him over, like he has to wear a helmet. So he was like very pushy from the get-go. He's like, you guys have to do it. I'm gonna prescribe you right away. I was like, okay. So I did not think that there were other doctors out there. Like, no, this is not good. His head's fine. I've seen worse. It's not gonna affect his development. Blah blah. Like, I didn't know that there was a doctor like that. If you guys are expecting, or if you guys just had a baby, really work on the head, because you don't want to get to the point where like you have to decide if you want to give them a helmet or not. It's just always the best if you just never get to the point. To be honest, I feel like it's not that like, oh, I didn't really pay attention to his head. I think, you know, part of it, yes, because like I feel like that beginning went by so quick that I didn't even think about his head shape. That I didn't realize that he only preferred laying on his left side. But what my doctor did say was that, you know, like maybe your baby was just positioned that way in your stomach and they just prefer that way. And I guess it is my job to like get him to used to being on the other side. But, you know, obviously, like I said, the time flew by so fast, and I just like, wow, I completely forgot, because my sister has a flat head, my husband has a flat head, like flat back. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna make sure my kid doesn't have that. Like, I was just like so like confident that he won't, but I just like completely forgot about it once I had the baby. It was just like, or like there's so many other things that you have to pay attention to, and like other things that you have to work on that you just, I felt, because it's cosmetic. If it was more like, oh, it's gonna affect your like kids like brain like growth or development and other like more severe things, maybe I'm sure I would have been more concerned. But it is cosmetic, you know. I'm learning a lot. I'm learning a lot about myself, my husband, my family and friends. Just because just because of Aiden, like just because there's another physical human being added to the group, the circle, it's just a lot of things to change. And so I have this one corner that's not, it's not baby proof. There's like plugs, there's like a floor lamp, like I charge my laptops there. But Aiden like crawls there, right? Because like he's playing with the ball and just rolls over there and he goes there and he sees all these like plugs and like wires, and so he just like starts playing with it. I'm just like, and obviously you know it's dangerous. So before I used to just go like run to him, I just grab him and just place him somewhere else. But like he keeps doing it, and I feel like at this he's almost 11 months, and I think he understands me now. So I started like raising my voice. It's not like Aiden, no. It's not like that. It's just like Aiden, no. Like I'm trying to be like I'm not yelling, but I'm trying to be a little bit more firm and very bold with like what I say. And I think he understands it because he looks at me. He's like, and I was like, no. And then he just like crawls away. So I'm like, you understand, you little turd, you little turd, you understand me. So I have friends that have older kids, and like I just love talking to them. I love like going back and forth with in a conversation. Like they talk back to me, and like we just have a conversation. It's funny. I love it. And everyone tells me like, dude, you're gonna love it when Aiden starts talking. Like, yeah, it's annoying that they start saying no to everything, and like they talk back to you, but they're like, you're gonna love it. I'm like, I know. I want to bicker with my son. Like I want to know how he thinks. It's just so adorable. I recently hung out with a friend that also has a son, and I know from their point of view they might have been it might have been a little stressful because we were eating, like we were at a Korean pastry cafe, and their son just like started like not running around. He was just curious. He's just walking around. He started going under the table. He started like doing this to the table and like touching everything. And he would go to the other corner. This is a public. Let me tell you, it's not like some clean home. He would go to the other corner. He would just lay down. He just like either like just rubs his body everywhere. And I'm just like, I know it's dirty. I know it could be a very stressful situation, but that's what I'm looking forward to for having a son. I want to run and go catch him because he's like on the floor, like trying to like pretend he's swimming, or like he's just crawling everywhere. That's not at home. So that's like, it's weird. It might not, but most likely he will, knowing his personality right now. He loves crawling everywhere, climbing everything. So you guys obviously probably don't know, but when I was in high school, I was such a tomboy. I don't know, maybe you guys could tell, but like I used to be a really big tomboy. When I was in Korea, I was a tomboy. When I was in elementary in America, I was a tomboy. Yeah, so I think maybe that has affected me. Like that's like one thing I really look forward to, having a son. Like I want to do all these activities with him. I want to like catch him. I want to like play a little more aggressive. So yeah, I am very looking forward to that. But it's weird. I've heard so many like situations where like the son eventually really loves hanging out with the dad more, because like dad plays a little bit more aggressive and they're a little bit more active, and it makes sense because like the moms are tired, they're not just as strong as the dad in most of the cases. So I think it's only natural for the son to like prefer playing with the dad because they're a little bit more active, I guess. But like I felt like right now, so Aiden is almost 11 months, and okay, I still have a few years until like he prefers hanging out with the daddy because daddy's gonna be stronger, and like he will be able to like throw him in the air, or like do like they will run together, or like they play catch, play football. So I thought I had a few more years, but I could tell that he like sometimes prefers playing with his dad more than me. I mean, right now I do spend more time with him, so he's definitely more attached to me. It's not that he chooses to go hang out with the dad, but he just seems like he's having more fun, if that makes sense, which makes me like, it makes me happy. I'm not sad about it. I just wish that like my husband would be more, he'll be around a little bit more, but He has to work. He's opening a restaurant, so he's very busy right now. I gotta try a little harder. I'm just so tired from cleaning and cooking all day. Like I really want to. Obviously, I'm always there for him mentally, emotionally, but physically, I want to be there for him too, because I could tell this kid, he just loves climbing everything. He's like climbing everything right now. But man, he climbs me. He'll climb anybody on the floor. If you're sitting down, he'll come to you and he'll try to climb you. Oh, that was definitely not enough food for me, but I am very glad I did it. In the beginning, I felt like I'm ready to give up because it's just not working, but I'm glad I pushed through and I got some of it. I ate this much. I mean, the 5 for 20. I had 20 takoyaki. Wow. But yeah, I'm going to end the video here. It's unfortunate that Aiden was not able to make it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this mukbang and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.